All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Board of Zoning Appeals. My name is Arlisha Wilson. I'll be the chair of today's meeting. We'll go ahead and get started with the reading of the preamble, Madam Secretary.
Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals. And I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning, this Monday, February 2nd. 2026. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raised hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We've provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We've also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Can we call the roll, please?
Sure. Ms. Holzer?
Present.
Ms. Roca?
Present.
Ms. Faith?
Present.
Mr. Madison? And Ms. Wilson?
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 4 members. With 4 members, we need to announce to the appellants that with 4 members, they run the risk of a tied vote. Maybe this is Mr. Madison now. With 4 members, they run the risk of a tied vote. If there is a tied vote, the variance is denied. So at this time, the appellant may request a postponement to a future date when we would have 5 members.
Okay. Is there any appellant who would wish to postpone their matter until such time that we have 5 members at the table? All right, hearing none, we're going to call each of the cases on the agenda. Before I do that, do we have any postponements or withdrawals this morning?
We do. We have 1 withdrawal, calendar number 25-184 at 863 Herrick Avenue. Teresa Wakefield, owner, proposing to establish use as a residential facility in an AA1 limited one-family residential district. The appellant has contacted us to withdraw this appeal.
Okay. So that is calendar number 25-184. We will not hear testimony in that matter this morning. Any other postponements or withdrawals?
Yes, calendar, we have 2 more. Calendar number 25-243 at 1140 Wade Park Avenue. Shabbat of University Circle, owner, proposing to establish use as a place of worship and construct an addition in a limited one-family residential district. We have received a request from the councilman to postpone this, as well as there was an error on the adjudication regarding parking. Parking variance is in fact required in this case, so we will have to re-adjudicate and repost this.
Okay, so that is calendar number 25-243. If you are present for that matter, please note that we will not take testimony this morning. And then you said we had 1 other postponement, Madam Secretary?
And let's give that date, if it's all right with you, as
Sure.
March 2nd.
March 2nd. All right, so calendar number 25-243 will be heard on March 2nd, not today.
And the next one is calendar number 25-245 at 4284 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Samuel McDonald proposing to establish 5-client residential facility in a B1 2-family residential district. The councilman is unable to be present today and wants to be present for this, and therefore he is requesting a postponement.
All right, and do we have a new date for that one?
We can do March 3rd as well, or sorry, March 2nd as well for that one.
Okay. All right, so that's calendar number 25-245. It's been postponed to March 2nd. So if you're present for that case, please note that we will not take testimony today. All right, does that conclude our postponements and withdrawals this morning?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we're going to go to the top of the agenda. This is calendar number 25-232. Do we have someone present from All American Assets LLC? Yes. Okay, please come forward. And while you do that, I'll have Ms. Holzer read in the case.
All right, our first case is calendar number 25-232. This is at 3178 West 73rd Street. All American Assets LLC owner and Eric Campbell proposed to establish use as a studio and retail store in a local retail business zoning district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 5. And who will do the oath this morning?
Ms. Roper, you okay doing that?
Sure. I'll hand it over to Ms. Roca for the oath.
All right, I am swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, state I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
My name is Eric Campbell. The address is 3178 West 73rd. ERIKCAMPBELL.
Thank you. Is there anyone on the call who wishes to speak in this matter? Is there anyone else in the room who would like to speak today? I'm not seeing anyone else, Madam Chair, so back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Roca. Can we go to history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. If we could also note that Mr. Madison has joined us at the table. We have 5 members.
Yes. Welcome, Mr. Madison.
This property was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In 1945, it was changed to local retail business. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1902, a permit was issued to erect a two-story stores and dwelling building. There were alterations to the building and an addition made in 1905. There are no variances on file. And then in the more recent history, we see that in 2020, there was a certificate of disclosure issued stating that the authorized use of the property is as stores and suites. And that is all that I have that's relevant. Thank you.
That is interesting. I'm
Yes,
looking at this
yes.
residential house and it was formerly stores and suites.
I think we might be on the wrong one.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I thought that was a little unusual.
yeah.
All right. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the parking and driveway requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right. Thank you for that. Mr. Campbell, we'll turn to you. You now have the floor. Will you tell us about your variance request?
Yes, I own the property, so I rent it out, and there is a storefront, and that's what it says on the auditor's website. And I'm under the impression, I'm not really sure what kind of problems they're giving my tenant, but they're saying that my tenant is something about the parking with him, but it is zoned as a store. I don't.
Okay. Does that conclude your comment?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bates, do you have any comments on behalf of city planning?
I'm standing in for our zoning administrator, Shannon Leonard today, but we do have an email that came in from Nathan Law as to the recommendation to the variances from city planning. Just give me one moment. I can actually pull up his email. So Nathan Law had sent in this email stating he was unable to make it today in person. And so Nathan Law states that they do not object to any variances being granted for the off-street parking for the use on for the store at West 73rd Street. As given, this is an existing building being used for retail, and there is nowhere on site to provide parking spaces. Then he states that there is ample street parking available on West 73rd for customers and businesses. Nathan Law also states we would not recommend granting the variances related to the parking lot across the street, as the lot is not up to code, and at this time, our understanding is that there's no written agreement submitted for the business to use the parking on the adjacent lot. And so he's speaking to, on the screen here, you can see, he's speaking to this lot on the corner here of West 73rd. As the applicant had submitted plans that actually display, their desire to park across the street. I will mention, a separate permit application would be needed if the applicant is gonna, intend to use the lot across the street for parking.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Bay. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, to the appellant, what is the business that is leased in the space?
It's a retail store.
Okay, and the parking lot that you have shown here, do you own that parking lot?
No, I'm just here. I don't know what my tenant is doing. I'm just here for the learning experience and figuring out
Okay.
what's going on and what the laws are. I don't want to get in trouble myself for renting to someone.
So did you put an application in for a variance request?
No, he did.
He did, okay.
Oh, the tenant did.
Yes. Because I was going to evict him when I started getting letters in the mail. Because I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not going to get in trouble for renting to someone I don't know. I don't know what the laws are. That's why I'm here. This is a learning experience for me, and I'm trying to figure everything out.
Okay. Any other questions from board members?
So yes, just Madam Chair, so through you, one, thank you for being here. I'm sure it probably feels nerve-wracking a little bit. But can you maybe just share with us, what is the current parking situation for the facility that you're renting now?
Well, there is no parking on my parcel. There's no parking spaces. There's just only on-street parking. There is a parking lot across the street. I don't know that the church next door owns. I guess they have some kind of verbal agreement to where people could park in that lot. That's I have no proof of this. This is just word of mouth from the tenant.
And have you had any conversations with anyone, or are you planning to have any conversations just regarding any possible parking solutions for your property now?
Well, I'm here to learn. If that's what I need to do, that's what I will do. I'm slow, and I'm just slowly building my career up and buying real estate, and this is a learning process. And
Okay, yeah. So I'll turn it back to you, Madam Chair, but it might be better for him to just speak directly to the city planning group to learn a little bit more about what options might exist or best ways. I don't know
Okay.
where to go from here.
Thank you
Yeah,
for that,
yes,
Mr.
please.
Madison. So you mentioned that there's currently no off-street parking. If someone comes to your store and they need to park on the street, approximately how many spaces could be available on the street? Would it be 6 or more?
yes,
Okay. Any other questions from board members?
Is that currently what people do when they're visiting your tenant's retail operation? Do they just park on the street?
yes,
And then, and you understand why you're here today, right? That you're asking for a variance you need 6 parking spots, but you're asking this board to allow you to not have those parking spots and just allow you to have your retail tenants, guests park on the street. That's what you're asking us for.
no,
today.
there's one apartment, and there is one parking spot for the tenants.
There's an apartment as well as as a retail operation.
Yes, there is one apartment, but there is one parking for the tenant. There is no parking for the retail store. Because behind the property is an alley. And in the alley, there's one parking spot for the tenant that lives upstairs. There is no parking or parking lot for the retail storefront.
And have you had any, or has your tenant had any conversations with the neighbors? Have there been any complaints about parking issues? Does it appear there's ample parking for everyone on the street?
I believe there's ample parking. I haven't heard of anything or aware of anything of parking issues.
Okay, thank you.
How long has this tenant been operating the retail space?
About 14 months.
Okay. All right. And you understand that you're also asking for a variance to forego the requirement to install a landscaping strip in the front of the building. Can you speak to that?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Is there a space in the front of your building to install a landscaping strip?
Um, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it myself, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, so in order for us to grant these variances, you have a burden, right? And you have to prove to the board that you are eligible to receive these variances. And so the questions we're asking is kind of going toward whether the board would have the authority to grant those variances based on the testimony that you give us today. So the question about the landscaping strip, it's on the application, and you're basically stating that you are unable to install a landscaping strip by way of this application. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay,
If I could clarify a little bit.
please.
The landscaping strip would only be required if he had a parking lot. The landscaping strip is required to screen parking spaces that he would be providing. I think when Building and Housing reviewed this, they saw the additional parking lot across the street as being in his control and it not having the landscaping. So it was written up as not
Okay,
having those items. And I think we found out since that it's not in his control, he doesn't own it. And therefore, those other code sections that are cited no longer apply.
so that would apply to section 5 as well then, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we wouldn't even consider the variance for 4 and 5 because those don't belong to him. We would only consider 1, 2, and 3. Okay,
Or even just,
3 wouldn't apply either, right?
I think it would just be one technically.
Mm.
So there aren't any driveway issues.
okay. I thought we saw a driveway on the side of the property. Okay, so we're only granting number 1 then. 6 off-street parking. All right, well, with that being said, any additional questions from the board before we move to a vote? And thank you for that clarity, Madam Secretary.
Welcome.
Madam Chair, will we need an updated site plan without the parking lot across the street included, or are we good with the materials that are here?
Yeah, that is a great question. Do we want an updated site plan?
I think we could defer to Mr. Bay on that if that would be necessary.
Yeah, this is Xavier Bay. I don't believe a updated site plan would be necessary, primarily because, so basically, yeah, the lot that was actually being adjudicated in the denial letter listing the requirements for screening and landscaping isn't in the property owner's control, so they can't utilize it for parking. So primarily, you're looking at the off-street parking requirement being waived or not in your motion today. So given the information, no, I don't believe a new site plan will be needed because you're still adjudicating the same thing, either to allow them to be relieved of those parking minimums or not.
Madam Chair, to city planning then. So he's written up as having no legal off-street parking, but what I heard him say was that there is a parking spot for his tenant behind the building. So do we not need an updated site plan showing that parking spot and access to it for his apartment residential tenant?
Yes, for the residences. I mean, yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, there should be. I mean, the site plans that were submitted, as you can see on screen, typically we would not accept something of this nature, and require it to be drawn to scale, and for there to be dimensions on the plans. And so I think it was honestly a lot of this should have been cut on the front end. But yeah, for primarily for the use that they're seeking today, that to establish the retail storefront again is what was being adjudicated.
And that further confuses me because he gave testimony that there would be 6 or more off-street parking spaces. So does that then mean that the variance, the first variance that's being requested is also unnecessary because there are legal off-street parking options?
On site, when I did the site visit, there wasn't enough room to fit that many cars. But yes, I think to answer the question, revised site plans showing the one parking space that you're providing would be suitable to follow up with. But no, that the requirement that they still seek is for off-street parking spaces. They're not able to meet that. They're not providing site plans showing those 6 spaces.
So then if he updates the site plan and he shows the 6 spaces, does that put us back in the same spot where this variance is no longer needed?
If
He only doesn't have room for 6 spaces.
yeah, if they show a new site plan, we're gonna adjudicate it again as necessary, review it again and see if there's any other, conflicts with the zoning code with those proposed spaces. It could be that they're too close to other things on site. We'd have to review the circulation, everything of that nature, have to make sure the off-street parking area is up to code, paved and drained into the lot, things of that nature.
So does it make sense to grant a variance when none of that has been done yet?
No, I mean, no, that I guess yeah, if you're requesting that they come back with a revised site plan showing the one parking space that they are providing, to allow staff to do another review of the plan to make sure that there's no other variances, I think that'd be the best way to move forward.
I mean, because I just, the way that it's stated, it says there's no legal off-street parking, but there's testimony that there is off-street parking. So that's the only part that I'm kind of hung up on because, I mean, if he has off-street parking, then
Right.
that should be proposed as part of the adjudication.
That's correct, Madam Chair. And yeah, as you can see on the plans submitted, there was no additional off-street parking space listed. So that's why it wasn't reviewed as such.
Okay,
So with the testimony being added that there is now that there is an off-street parking space, a new plan should be submitted reflecting such.
okay. To the board, do we want to move forward with the vote or do we want to postpone this until such time that we can review an updated site plan? What are we thinking, board?
Madam Chair, I would like to see an updated site plan to scale.
Okay. All right.
I would as well.
All right. Any objection to that, Mr. Madison, on the same page? All right. Ms. Faith, I can see you came off mute. Were you gonna chime in there?
I'm in agreement.
You are? Okay, perfect. All right, well, we will postpone calendar number 25-232. We will need an updated site plan to show the actual parking that's on your lot instead of the parking that is across the street that you don't necessarily own. And then also indicate on your site plan where the legal off-street parking is. Maybe you'll have to come back if you can't show sufficient parking, but if you can, then you probably won't have to come back. So just work with our team at City Planning, and they will get you pointed in the right direction.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Am I gonna get something in the mail or are you gonna
Mr.
send me an
Bay, how
email
should
or?
he proceed?
Xavier again, we'll follow up with you. Do you have your information on Acela? Is it up to date, the permitting portal? Okay.
I don't,
Yeah, we can follow up with you here. I can just take down your email and phone number and follow up with you, giving you the requirements that the board's asking for.
all right.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Bay. So you'll follow up with Mr. Bay and maybe we'll see you again and maybe we won't.
All right.
But good luck either way.
Madam Chair, just for the purpose of clarity, let's give it another date so that
Yes,
if
just
he
in
can get
case.
it taken care of, we'll dismiss it and withdraw it, but we'll give you another date, either the 16th or the 23rd of March, to give you some time to update the site plan and make those changes.
Okay.
Or
How much
preferred.
time do you think it'll take you to update your site plan?
I'll do it this week.
Okay, let's do the 16th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we'll postpone this to March 16th, and if you have to come back, it'll be on that date.
All right, thank you.
Okay, all right, good luck to you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call the next matter. This is calendar number 25-244. Do we have Cortez Allen present? Cortez Allen or anyone on his behalf. This is at 12615 Oakfield Avenue. And we're calling Cortez Allen.
We have been informed that he's having trouble with the link this morning.
Okay,
So we could try to do it through the phone, or we
Okay.
can put him on another date and request that he come in person. Give him
Okay.
time.
absolutely.
Or we'll just, work with him to make it a little bit easier. Not sure what's happening right now, but he's having technical difficulties.
Okay, do you want to call him or do you want to just postpone it? Do you want to call him? Okay, I'll recall it and see what
Someone from the
happens.
city here someone from the city for this violation here?
Yes, I am him, Charles Davis.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll try to get him on the line since we have someone here, and hopefully that will work out. Problem is, we don't have any other cases to call, so just hang tight with us. See a few folks in the audience. Are you all here for a particular case or just observing?
Well, I'm just observing because the case I was interested in is done.
Got it. Okay, all right. What about you? Are you here for a particular case or are you just observing? And we can go off the record. Uh-huh.
Hey, Cortez. This is
Are you
Brittany.
here for a particular case or are you just observing?
Looks like he has a letter.
Which case are you here for?
I don't have any idea.
Okay. There we go. Oh, All American Assets LLC and Eric Campbell. Okay. So this is the case we just heard. And this has been postponed to March 16th. Now, the reason you received this letter is because you live near the property. And so you're allowed to come and tell us how you feel about the variance request, whether you would support it or whether you would object to it. If you want to come back, you're more than welcome. It's March 16th. March 16th. You can also join online as opposed to coming downtown. Your call. Okay? Do you have other questions? You're all set? Okay. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. Yeah. All right. You're welcome. All right. And what about you? Are you here for a particular case or? Oh, okay. Well, welcome. What about you, ma'am? No, I'm just kidding. All right. We're just going to hold and see if we can get a hold of Mr. Cortez Allen. Oh, he is. Can I hear him?
Yes, I can hear you.
Cortez, can you hear me?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Don't hang up on him.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's long.
Working it out. That's right. All right, Cortez, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, well, we have your case. We've called your case calendar number 25-244, and we're going to go ahead and have Ms. Hoser read in this case.
Our next case is calendar number 25-244. This is at 12615 Oakfield Avenue. It's a violation or administrative appeal to a violation notice. Cortez Allen, owner, appeals under the authority of section 76-6 of the Charter of the City of Cleveland and section 329.02D of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances from notice of violation number V137-03027 issued on December 4th, 2025 by the Cleveland Department of Building and Housing for failure to comply with section 357.13B3 regarding height of the hedges at the corner exceeding 30 inches in height. And this was filed on December 24th, 2025. With that, I will hand it over to Ms. Roca for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address. Mr. Davis, we'll start with you.
Charles Davis. I am the inspector of building and housing for the property that violation that I wrote. And I do.
And could you give the address, please, for, you can use Lakeside.
Okay, sorry. Oh, where I'm at is over at 75 Erie View Plaza, where us inspectors are at now.
Okay, thank you. And then Mr. Cortez, I will go to you. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply with I do, state your name, and spell your name.
For me, I do. My name is Cortez Allen. You want me to?
Yeah, could you also spell your name, please, and also give your address?
Cortaise. Last name Allen. Allen. My address is 12800 Oakwood.
And did you say you would swear to tell the truth? Did you say I do?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, can we go to legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is appealing a decision of the Cleveland Department of Building and Housing. The standard for review is whether the administrative decision was illegal, arbitrary, capricious, unreasonable, or unsupported by the preponderance of substantial, reliable, and probative evidence. If the appellant fails, if the appellant fails to meet this burden, the administrative decision must be affirmed.
All right, thank you. Mr. Allen, we'll come back to you. Can you tell us about your appeal, please?
He issued the citation. There's a couple owners on the house, my sisters and brother. My brother was there when I spoke with them. So after I was told about it, I took down the hedges. But over time, I guess, it grew back. I sent photos of when I was coming to the actual email that said if you had any kind of documents to send. I don't know if you guys received it, but I actually cut the hedges. So when he comes for the second citation, it's winter time. So I reached out to him and I asked him for time for it's winter time. It's cold outside. You can't really push this when it's cold outside. So all I was asking for from him from the court is to give me time, at least into the springtime when the weather is permitted to, so I can do it the right way.
All right, does that conclude your comment?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Davis, you now have this floor.
Okay, I had a previous violation that was back in, I think May. And I talked to a gentleman that was there and I said that it has to be cut down to 30 inches because of sight lines. When you pull up to the drive or up to the stop sign there, you cannot see anything coming. And that's why corner lots are required to be no higher than 30 inches all the way around. So proper sight lines for people. Also, the reason why I had to rewrite a violation was because I didn't get a diligent search. I thought that he owned two properties on that street, and I put both of them on there. But I guess there's about 12 people or so that are supposed to be recognized for that property. So I reissued the violation, and there was time during the summer, but the person at the time said that they've had those hedges there forever. 25, 30 years. And I said, well, unfortunately, they weren't supposed to be that high because property sight lines have to be taken care of, and that's 30 inches high only. And also the city put in new handicap ramps, which makes it impossible with the overgrowth during the summer to anybody to use the sidewalk. So, and I also technically down the street, the Cuyahoga County is the same. Cuyahoga County Land Bank is also the same way, and I reached out to them to also cut down theirs because I think it's only fair that if he's cutting his, then our county land bank should also make sure their property is cut and clean 30 inches all the way around, because you got brand new handicap accessible ramps, but no one can use them because everything is in the way, overgrown. And that's all I have for now.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Davis. So just a couple of questions for you. What was the date of the inspection? Wait, I can see that you're talking, but you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm going to have to go out of screen and find quickly get my file real quick.
Okay, so I have the violation notice in front of me. It shows December 3rd. Is that fair to say?
December.
December 3rd, 2025.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's the second one that I had to write out because the first one didn't have all the owners on it. I only
Okay.
put the two that were on the street. So, and doing a diligent search, I knew it wouldn't pass law, so I reissued another violation with all the owners, and there's quite a few.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice that there is quite a few. I also noticed that the comply date was January 3rd, 2026. So I would love to hear, whether you did another inspection on January 3rd and whether those bushes were still above 30 inches as you cited at first.
Yes, they are above. I was just down that street for some other person. What date does it show on see, I gotta look at my
Yes, the date on the notice shows January 3rd. And so just confirming the bushes are still above 30 inches as of that
Yeah.
date?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Any other questions from the board? All right, hearing no questions, I will entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, given testimony that we've heard today, I move that we uphold the decision of the inspector and for the violation.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Is there a second to that motion?
Board Member Madison, second.
Thank you, Mr. Madison. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Count number 25-244 is therefore denied. This decision will be ratified next Monday, and we will send the appellant a letter.
All right, thank you for that. That concludes that matter. Thanks to everyone for being here. We're now going to move to old business.
We came off the.
Oh.
Mr. Allen, you'll receive a letter in the mail.
Okay.
All right, so we're now moving to old business. We have three matters up for ratification, numbers 1 through 3. Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, those will be ratified without objection, and that concludes our old business. We are now adjourned at 10:13. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.